We are near the point of course completion. Before I take you to the final video and talk you through that, I want to recap this module with you and go over what we have learned in this module. We began with our base point cloud as we created it in the previous module. This contained most of the attributes we needed to work up from there. We then constructed a visual system which allows us to paint red values, which we then convert to height data to help us build up our point cloud. This height data, together with the attributes incoming from the base point cloud, are all we needed to create our skyline. Combining the aforementioned, we were able to accurately and efficiently build up our point cloud without ever having to introduce the mid and top sections of our buildings into any of the simulations, aside from measuring their height. Using copy stamping, we were then able to correctly place each segment onto their corresponding points. To achieve the final result, we have had to use the Python techniques we learned in the previous modules, building up to being able to produce this final result. Together with the Python code we wrote, we used a number of linear techniques to introduce certain attributes and values into the mix needed to do our computations. The one could not happen without the other. Using Python, we were thus able to build up our point cloud. Doing so, we used for loops and a while loop to filter data and check if certain conditions were being met. We used if and else statements to define where and when to apply certain parts of our code. That way, we were able to set attributes and values where we wanted, and we needed custom attributes such as building ID to be able to correctly differentiate between the various parts of our geometry. We were required to import modules so that we could use certain Python and Hom functions defined within them. We also used the Python source editor to execute a blanket command across 32 precisely defined nodes in one go, after having filtered them using some of the aforementioned techniques. We now have our final point cloud and are building sections on top of them. Please allow me to discuss the final result with a bit more context in the following clip.